Take us back to where it all began, man. Who came up with Yo MTV Raps?
Oh, well, Yo was a show that was just a show about pop culture, and it was in Europe. And Peter Doherty was, God rest his soul, he was in Europe, and Sophie Bromley was the original host of Yo in Europe. Ted Demme, who was a friend of mine from, believe it or not, church. My best friend Kurt, who's still my best friend to this day, parents were Episcopalian. Ted's father and his family were Episcopalian. So whenever they went to these religious retreats to calm Kurt down, they always took me along. Bad decision. Me and Kurt drank all the communion wine, smoking weed. We did everything. We met Ted. And Ted was like the coolest white kid I ever met in my life, man. This is junior high school. He loved hip-hop music. He knew all about it. So we always stayed in touch with Ted. And then when Ted went to college, we stayed in touch with Ted. And then when Ted got out of college, he started being a production assistant at Yo MTV Raps and came up with this idea of creating a rap show on MTV. Because you remember, MTV really hardly ever played black music. You know, Sony had to threaten them to take all their music off of MTV for them to even play Michael Jackson. Rick James sued them because they wouldn't play it. It was a rock and roll video station. And Ted and Peter put their heads together and they came up with Yo MTV Raps, man. And thank God for Fab Five Freddy, man. I always give love to Fab whenever somebody talking to me, because Fab did, well, Run DMC were from my neighborhood. One of them did the pilot with Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, and from their Raising Hell tour. Pilot took off. They needed a host for a weekly show. So Fab was downtown cool. You know, you heard Debbie Harry on Rapture say, Fab Five Freddy told me everybody's fly, DJ Spin, and I said in my mind, because Fab was that downtown cat. So they tapped Fab, and they started Yo MTV Raps on a weekly. I saw it, and I saw Ted's name on it. So I started bugging Ted, like, yo, I need to come on there and do a record report, a fashion report, or something. Don't nobody know more about hip-hop than me. When it blew up, they decided to go to a daily show. And Ted called me to come in and audition for it. Peter called Dre. I didn't know Dre at all. Never met Dre a day in my life. Met Dre at the audition. Dre auditioned first, and then he went upstairs to talk to Peter, because Dre used to be the tour DJ for the Beastie Boys. He had his own group on Def Jam early called Original Concept. And then Ted brought me in, and he put me on tape. Ted looked at me, and he called Peter. He says, Dre still up there? He said, yeah. He said, send him to my office. Dre came down. We started talking. Ted said, I want to put you both on tape together. So I said, Dre, you what's your nationality? He said, well, my mother and father's from Jamaica. So Ted had Ted had just came from vacation. He had these dreadlock wigs. And me and Dre put them on. That. He put us on tape. And Ted said, skinny, fat, Abbott Costello. That's what I want. And MTV agreed to it, and that's how we got on.
Wow.
And this is 1989, March of 1989.
What were you doing daily?
School safety. I worked for the city of New York as a school police officer, making $723.26 every 2 weeks. And Ted said to us, MTV said, yeah, it's a go, but we only got $1,000 a week. And I was like, I'll take 500. Dre was like, I'll take 500 in addition to my 723. So this $500 a week.
So you were still
doing school safety for a long time, because we only taped Yo MTV Raps one day a week. And then we went from that $500 a week, and it took off, and it was like the #1 rated show on the network. And we went and we got Rush Management, which is Russell Simmons and Leon Cohen. And Leon walked us in there, and he negotiated a deal. And I'll never forget that day, because he told us to sit outside, and me and Dre sitting on the couch. And Leon comes out with this stoic look on his face. And the first thing in my mind is, Leon done fucked this whole shit up. We done lost our jobs. Thank God I'm still at school safety. I'm going to be all right. And he said, don't say nothing. We got in the elevator, went downstairs, we got in front of the building. And Leon said, you are the two luckiest motherfuckers in the world. I just got y'all $250,000 apiece. Just like that.